Today we're test driving the all-new Honda Odyssey, and we're going to do a fuel economy test to see how well it performs. As you can see right now, we have a full tank of fuel, and on this full tank our fuel range is estimated to be 600 kilometers before we run completely out of fuel. You'll also notice we have our trip meter currently on the screen and it reads 0. We're going to be driving this over the week and see how many kilometers we complete, and after that, we'll head to the gas station to see how much it costs to fill up, so stay tuned. We just spent the week testing the Odyssey, and have some numbers here that we'd like to share with you. As you can see, we've driven a total of 661 kilometers or 411 miles. I haven't had the air conditioning or the heating on at all, but have had the sound system on the whole time. Also worth noting is we spent about 60% of our driving in the city and 40% on the highway. Just to give you an idea of how I got the numbers that I did. You'll notice we're at the fuel station and we're going to fill it back up, and based on that we'll do some calculations to see how well it performed. As you can see, we spent $108 to fill up 65 liters of fuel at a fuel cost of $1.67 per liter. In Detroit, at a fuel cost of $3 per gallon, this works out to $51 US for 17 gallons of fuel. As you just saw, we spent $108 to fill up 65 liters of fuel at a fuel cost of $1.67 per liter. Also worth noting is the Odyssey's fuel tank capacity is 73.8 liters or 19.5 gallons. First, let's calculate our distance per liter, and we'll do that by taking our distance driven and dividing it by the number of liters we filled up. So 661 kilometers divided by 65 liters gives us 10 kilometers per liter or 23.5 miles per gallon. That means every liter of fuel will give us 10 kilometers of driving, every gallon of fuel will give us 23.5 miles of driving, and every 10 liters of fuel will give us 100 kilometers of driving. Now, let's calculate our actual real-world driving range, and we'll do that by taking the 10 kilometers per liter and multiplying it by our fuel tank capacity of 73.8 liters. So 10 kilometers per liter multiplied by 73.8 liters gives us 738 kilometers. That means on a full tank of fuel, you can expect 738 kilometers or 459 miles of driving. Now, let's calculate our cost per kilometer, and we'll do that by taking the total cost of our fill-up and dividing it by the kilometers that we drove. So $108 divided by 738 kilometers gives us 14.6 cents per kilometer. That means every kilometer costs us 14.6 cents. Now, let's calculate our cost per mile, and we'll do that by taking the total cost of our fill-up and dividing it by the miles that we drove. So $51 divided by 411 miles gives us 12.4 cents per mile. That means every mile costs us 12.4 cents. Finally, let's calculate our cost of a full tank. First, let's do it for Toronto, Canada, where the fuel price is $1.67 per liter. So $1.67 per liter multiplied by 73.8 liters gives us $123 Canadian. That means a full tank of fuel, if you were to fill up in Toronto, Canada, would cost you $123. Now let's cross the border into Detroit, USA, where the fuel price is $3 per gallon. So $3 per gallon multiplied by 19.5 gallons gives us $59 US. That means a full tank of fuel, if you were to fill up in Detroit, USA, would cost you $59. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our channel for more great fuel economy content. If you're looking for real-world fuel economy figures for other minivans, we have fuel economy reviews on the Toyota Sienna, Kia Carnival, and Chrysler Pacifica. You can watch those videos on our YouTube channel.